Okay people, so before we get started, in case you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to get notified when we drop new videos. New episodes of Forever News come out every Saturday, 12 p.m. EST, and then we re-upload some of the segments into smaller form videos throughout the week for your viewing pleasure to get to those stories easier. So yeah, I'd appreciate it if you hit those buttons. Let's jump into the stories. Fans of Hiro Mashima and his Eden's Zero manga, y'all know over here on Forever News, we support and we chant and we praise Hiro Mashima for the absolute hustler that he is, and it don't stop. The hustle, the grind, and all of that stuff don't stop, because recently he said a couple of pieces of information that is gonna kind of blow your mind. Well, for starters, if you're a fan of Eden Zero, this one right here, it sounds like it's about to get very, very spicy, because according to this, it says Hiro Mashima announced that the next chapters of Eden Zero will be traumatic for many people and to prepare for the worst. Wow, oh wow. I ain't gonna lie, like, I've been catching up on a bunch of manga. I just recently caught back up with Kaiju number 8. I'm reading Dawn to Dawn. After Dawn to Dawn, more than likely I'm gonna jump over to Eden Zero. I know I've been taking my sweet time to do it, but I'm gonna do it because I do like and I enjoy Eden Zero. And hearing this from the author himself, I love it. I love how active with the community Hiro Mashima is. This is why you get even more respect from me. I'm already very, very much so in the realm of, no, I gotta respect this dude. He hustles too freaking hard, multiple manga, video games, all sorts of stuff. But then on top of that, he's interactive with the fans. You gotta love it. But then on top of all of that, you know, the YouTube channel, multiple manga, helping with the anime, you name it, Hiro Mashima is on top of it. But Hiro Mashima is making another one. According to this, it says, for all you Mashima Sensei fans out there, did you know this? He said that he is preparing to do another series at the same time as the Eden Zero and Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest series. Holy, he's doing another one? I am gonna lie, I respect the hustle to the max, and I am not knocking it. I just hope that he can handle it all, because drawing one manga, from everything I hear, sounds like a hell horror story. Drawing 2 manga, I don't even know how you do it. Drawing 3 manga, at that point, hopefully it doesn't subtract from the quality of everything else that he's doing, because dude got a YouTube channel now. He's doing drawing tutorials. Dude is working on designing video games, designing other people's video games. Like, you can only do so much. I know personally that I try to do music and I try to do my content for my main channel, and I try to do content over here, and I try to keep up with all my social media. It is very, very daunting. Very, very daunting. So hats off to him if he can get it done. I know that Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, I think he just writes it. He doesn't draw it. So there's that. But Hiro Mashima, are you human, dog? Like, how you doing this, man? I know it just motivates the living crap out of me. I know it makes me say, I can't be out hustled by him. I gotta go harder, dog. I gotta get back on the grind. I gotta get my manga going. I gotta do all of this. But yes, fans of Hiro Mashima and fans of Eden Zero, for starters, Eden Zero, gonna be getting some depressing chapters in the next couple weeks. And Hiro Mashima is working on a third manga that will be released simultaneously with Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest and Eden's Zero. Man, Hiro Mashima, salute to the dog. I was actually extremely intrigued to talk about this. Even if you're not a fan of this anime or this series in particular, this one right here will probably catch your interest and give you a little bit of a, holy shit, what the hell? Sailor Moon! Sailor Moon! Fighting evil by moonlight! Yeah, that Sailor Moon. Well, not that Sailor Moon. You know what I mean. The IP Sailor Moon. Well, it was really, really big in the late 90s, early 2000s. Sailor Moon was the pretty much female Dragon Ball Z. There was Dragon Ball Z for the boys, Sailor Moon for the girls. I used to watch both with my sister, and it was a grand memory that I'll never forget in my life, and it was huge. And I never knew this rumor. Apparently this has been a thing that has been in the anime community for many of years, that apparently Sailor Moon had an American cartoon remake that never came out. And even talking about, I'm like, what? I always thought that the Powerpuff Girls was pretty much America's answer to Sailor Moon. Like, they tried it with Powerpuff Girls, and Powerpuff Girls was very successful, but that's what I always thought. I never freaking knew that this existed. But let's read, because it might knock your socks off, lad. The pilot episode of America's bizarre Sailor Moon remake has been found. Back in 2018, Cecilia published an exhaustive feature about the doomed attempt to remake classic anime Sailor Moon for American audiences. It was a fantastic story, but it searched for unseen footage of the never-aired aired show sadly ended in disappointment. The project, known among fans as Saban Moon because of the involvement of kids TV producer Haim Saban, had since the 1990s been a subject of huge interest, not just for its bizarre overall premise. Loads of anime like Macross had been heavily localized for Western audiences, and we all know about Power Rangers, but rarely had something been completely remade, but because the show had been made yet never shown. As Cecilia wrote back in 2018, Sailor Moon fandom is unquantifiably enormous. Its most extreme end has obsessed over the American live-action Sailor Moon show for decades, the same way die-hard Twilight fans might hate read the entirety of 50 Shades of Grey. On scattered Sailor Moon fan sites, true connoisseurs have collected the detritus of the never-aired show. It's blasphemous and it's hard to look away from. For decades, all fans had to go on was a blurry trailer shown at the 1995 Anime Expo. Holy shit, this was all the way back in 95? I thought this was like late 90s, early 2000s. Released at the same time the original Japanese anime was making its debut in the US. Now, 4 years after Cecilia's report, YouTuber Ray Mona has hit the jackpot. As part of her documentary, Finding Saban Moon, The Western World of Sailor Moon, Mona, with help from Cecilia, who appears in the video, manages to actually get a hold of the series' pilot episode from the Library of Congress, no less, and includes it in her film so we can all finally lay eyes upon it. And just, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm looking at it right now, I'm scrolling through just to see again. Yeah, I'm glad for the most part that this didn't come to light. It's kind of cringy. The video above is just a pilot episode, but like Cecilia's report, the whole story is worth catching up on, especially for a much higher quality version of the opening credits promo. So you should start the story with the first chapter. And if you guys want, I'll have in the description below the Sailor Moon episode so you can see it for yourself. It's just really bizarre, man. I mean, back then it was a different time as well. Everything was like, yo, American audiences can't handle, you know, the children especially, they can't handle what's being made in Japan. We gotta dumb it down for them. We gotta change, you know, Uzaki to Gabrielle. Like, we can't do all of this stuff. Nowadays, that will probably never happen again unless it's like a big understood situation, and it's not likely. It's probably never gonna be a thing, but that's freaking nuts. I'm not even gonna lie. I found that to be a real gem of a story, that there was a Sailor Moon remake that never came out, and finally this episode sees the light of day. I'm always gonna, even with when they released Crystal and they released a new dub of Sailor Moon, for me, Sailor Moon is always gonna be fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, Meatball Head, Darren, which I believe they actually called dude Darren in this one as well. I don't know, it's weird, it's wild, and yeah, Sailor Moon had a American remake. Fans of Parasyte the Maxim, one of the best and one of my favorite anime manga out there, we have a couple of updates for you guys. For starters, regarding the manga, it says here, Parasyte by Hitoshi Iwaki has 25 million copies in circulation worldwide. And I'm starting to understand that usually when they put out these circulation numbers, it's for a purpose of marketing something else, because I was like, why would they randomly tell us about how much Parasite sold? Like, okay, that's really awesome, but what's the reason behind it? And it's because Parasite is getting a live action. According to this article, courtesy of Anime News Network, it says Parasite manga inspires Korean live action adaptation on Netflix, and some of those Korean live actions be hitting, so don't completely write it off at all. I mean, I know they had those Parasite movies that a lot of people say sucked ass, but yeah. Netflix announced on Wednesday that it is producing a new South Korean live-action adaptation of Hitoshi Iwaki's Parasite manga titled Keiseiju the Grey. Netflix will stream the show exclusively worldwide. I'm really looking forward to this now. Jeon Soni, Koo Kyo Hwan, and Lee Jong Hyun star in the adaptation. The upcoming production is based on the manga, but will tell its own new story. Ooh, that's not good. No! The manga's great, amazing. Just do a faithful adaptation. What are you doing? No! Jung plays Jung Suing, who was attacked by a parasite, but when it fails to take over her brain, oh, they're doing a reverse, gender swap. She enters a bizarre coexistence with it. Koo's character, Seol Kang-woo, is pursuing parasites to find his missing younger sister. Lee plays the leader of the Grey, a task force battling parasites whose husband was killed by them. Hitoshi Iwaki's original manga, serialized in Kodansha's Afternoon magazine from 1990 to 95. Ah, man, I ain't even gonna lie. I was actually somewhat looking forward to this. I thought, hey, maybe they could get it right. And it's a Korean live action. Korean live action's been hitting lately, but if they're doing an original story, throw it in fire. I don't care. It's one thing to do a live action. There's risk to it. It's a whole other thing to say, oh, no, but we're telling our own story. Who the fuck wants their own? We want Parasite. I love Parasite the Maxim, created by Hitoshi Iwaki. I don't know what this is. Now I'm worried. Now I'm worried that it's gonna suck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Shout outs to the manga selling 25 million, but this right here, ooh, baby, this could be an absolute train wreck and a half, plus 10 times 20 plus 1 billion. But I guess we gotta wait and see and multiply that 1 billion times 10 billion as well. Why not?
I have a dream, alone in my room as I sit with the tea. Couldn't possibly think what I often see, and you don't even know how I often blink. Lights be flashing and looking at me, such an odd unique, yet I'm so unique and you're looking at me. If the walls could talk, they would probably read bleak, and I'd probably say, bitch, get the fuck off me.